Oh.
All right, 7 o'clock.
7 p.m. Okay, let's all rise and call the meeting to order with the pledge to the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. So before we do the roll call, I just got to say, this rocket that took off, this was an amazing thing. I mean, Dr. Wouter von Braun, and he was the guy from Germany, and von Braun is the guy that worked on the Apollo capsule to get the Saturn booster rocket so they could get those millions of pounds of thrust to shoot that thing in the rocket in the air, and so they could land on the moon the first time. And when I was doing my science fair projects, I got a signed document from Dr. von Braun on my science project and got a scholarship. But Dr. von Braun said, should man fall back from his destiny, the mighty surge of his achievements will be lost, and the confines of this planet will eventually destroy him. So as we look up and see what they're doing, just realize that these thoughts have been going on for many, many years. Okay, that's all. Roll call.
Mark Holt.
Yes.
Mark Fraser.
Here.
Francis Griffith. Here. Troy Berman.
Here.
I don't know.
It's not an April Fool's joke. Your agenda's before you. Any changes, Troy?
I don't have.
Any changes? Okay.
Well, isn't there some additions?
Like what?
Well, on the agenda, we don't have the resolution 06-2026.
2026.
Oh, that's at the top. That's the public hearing. for
That's the public hearing.
Oh, I'm
Timber.
sorry.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. That's okay. Mark.
Okay, my mistake.
Okay.
Motion to approve the agenda
Mark.
is.
Okay. Mark Fraser. Okay. Seconded by Butch. Okay. All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Perfect. Now we've got the minutes, March 4th minutes. Now in those minutes were two. There was the annual meeting and the regular meeting.
Yeah, really, we're just approving the regular meeting. We have to approve the
Next
annual
year.
meeting at
Next
the
year.
annual
Okay,
meeting.
so this will just be the regular meeting from last month, which
Motion to approve the March 4th minutes as presented.
Troy, okay. Seconded by Butch. Troy made the motion. All in favor? All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor? Aye.
So it's just roll calls that you have to do it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Amanda, you're doing great. Public hearing for the real estate holdings, is it Tambo? 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 T-A-M-B-O, Tambo.
Yeah, don't ask.
T-A-M-B-O.
I'm sure there's a story behind it.
What time is it, Troy, roughly? It's
It is 7:03.
7:03. This public hearing will now open.
So what this is, before we get into that, so the Kingsleys are building a new industrial building there along Lansing Road next to Alcesser's Auto Repair, and they'll tell you about what they're going to be doing, but part of it is they are going to be requesting a PA 198 tax abatement, or called an industrial facilities IFT. The first step in doing that is the property has to be in what's called an IDD, which is an industrial development district. And so that is what we have the hearing for tonight. And then I would assume if this is approved, then sometime in the next few months we'll be getting an application. We'll have to hold a hearing for the actual IFT. But this is the normal procedure. It's a two-step procedure. The property has to be in an industrial development district. So this hearing is for just this parcel.
Which is similar to the middle that we did.
We've done it for every one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, at one time there had been talk, should we have just put the whole area into one, which was a possibility, but it gets really complicated with that, so we've just done it parcel by parcel. And so from there, we have to open up for public comment, but I'm sure Justin and Mr. Kingsley want to talk, so.
You want me to go first, or you want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Clean up.
Go ahead,
I'll
Justin.
clean up.
Hey, hi everybody. Yeah, well, one thing to add, Troy explained that very well, but the reason we need to get it moving along, according to state law, you have to have the district going before they start constructing the building. We actually had a project in Owasso disqualified many years ago because that didn't happen. What's weird about the law is that the abatement application itself has a look-back period, and we actually
6
had
months, 6 months.
but we had to deal with that with Lifetime Metals, and we got that fixed. But the district is different, so anyway. But I'm obviously here to support Steve and him too, by the way, on his project. But for tonight, yeah, I've been working with you, Steve. I don't know how long now it's been.
It feels like forever.
I know, right? Yeah. I think that was a compliment, actually. But he's doing some great things. He's a local guy. He's expanding. And the thing I like about it, not only is he a great guy in his local company, but I think this project, again, fits the township. It's another, not a giant project, but another nice small building, small company, good jobs, good business for the area. I mean, as you all know, we're doing a lot of work right in this Lansing Road corridor right now. And, we're just knocking them out, K&J and, Lifetime Metal. And this one fits right in that. So I think it's right in nice. The zoning's in place. It's a great business. And this is a way for the township board to help Steve make that investment in a brand new building. So I'll let him tell you exactly what he's doing there.
I never met a Kingsley that I didn't like. So that's a good thing.
I got a couple I could introduce you to.
No.
So there you go, Steve.
All right. So we are in the process of buying, well, we have bought one of our vendors. I'm a construction guy. One of our longtime vendors is Centennial Woodworking. They build all of our custom cabinets, millwork, trim, some furniture. It's basically a woodworking facility. They were looking towards retirement. Over the last couple of years, we've hewn out an agreement to where we could take over their legacy. But along that path, their shop is very small, it's very crowded, they're at capacity, and it's in their backyard. So they're like, can't be in our backyard when you buy it. So
We're retiring.
we're retiring, that's right. Get it out of here, yeah. So we are basically growing the company, and we're moving it from about a 6,500 square foot facility to about a 16,000 square foot facility. So room to grow. We're bringing on some more modern practices. We're doing some CNC equipment to streamline and make more accurate cuts and those types of things, and putting a showroom on the front. So there'll be an open to the public showroom, during business hours for people to come in and look at cabinets, make selections, design time, all that. And then in the rear will be the production facility where we make everything. So in terms of appearance, it's gonna look like Lifetime Metal Sales' little brother. Little square front for the showroom in the office, and then a bigger back for the production facility, and that's it.
About how many employees you're thinking?
So right now we have 7. We have 2 more that are kind of waiting in the wings. We've got several big projects coming up and some collaborations with some bigger firms that when that starts to get moving, we'll need those people. So we've already kind of got those things in place. They're just not executed yet. So 2 more. My oldest son is there now. He's been there about a year getting ready for this transition. So he's a Perry guy, lives right on Lamb Street. And so he's going to be, he won't be in charge. He'll be more or less in charge of the shop part of it. And Tembo is our dog that is got cancer, so he's not long for the world. So my wife memorialized him with into perpetuity. So if that helps everybody understand that. So yeah, that's the 10,000 foot view. If you got any questions, I'd be happy to do the best I can to answer them.
And again, we're gonna have another public hearing when it actually comes to the IFT itself. And that's when we have to apply our criteria for the amount of investments and the jobs and all
The
of that.
people and everything.
Sure.
So we got a good idea now.
Yeah.
You need to see if there's any.
Anything else? Any other
No.
comments?
When do you hope to start building?
May would be my guess.
May,
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple 18-wheelers at noon.
Yeah, we're putting the driveways in, the parking lot is mostly in.
Okay.
And we're gonna start some grade work shortly, but we probably won't have anything that looks like a building started until May or June.
A little bit of clearance then. or-
Well, I'm sort of out of money and I'm waiting for the bank. Yeah, yeah. But yes, it's ready to go. The plans are done. We're supposed to pick up the final blueprints on Friday. It goes to the county for plan review Monday.
Sure. Okay.
And our planning commission had already acted on the site plan
Yes, last month.
Yeah,
a month or two ago.
yep.
2 months ago.
Yeah, we have all of our permits except for the building permit and the stormwater permit. So those two are both about to be completed.
Okay, great. Any other comments? Okay. All right, no, okay, we'll move that, it closes at
7-Eleven.
Oh, 7:11, okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve a resolution 06-2026 establishing an IDD for Timbo Real Estate Holdings LLC.
Troy made the motion for 06-2026, and then Mark Frazier seconded that motion. Roll call vote on that when you get time, Amanda.
Sorry. Mark Paul?
Yes.
Mark Frazier?
Yes.
Francis Griffin?
Yes.
Okay, we got a couple of public comment sessions. Anybody wants to comment? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Some reports now, Troy. Sheriff, are you gonna share a report?
No, we don't have, it usually goes to Veronica, but usually when our meeting falls on the first, we don't get it.
That's true, it's pretty early.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, okay. Mark, SCDP,
No,
CISA.
Sessa.
excuse me?
Sessa.
Sessa, I mean, yeah, Sessa, sorry, SCDP, underneath there, Sessa, CISA.
Wasn't much that happened at the regular meeting. We were applied for a grant to try to get another fire truck. Last night, we had a special meeting wherein we approved the repairs to engine 1, which was the engine that was hit on the expressway by that semi. Basically, it's a door and some tweaks to the cab, and it's $60,000.
$55,000.
Wow.
In the wrong business.
So, I mean, even when there's nothing going on, there's always some excitement.
Yeah,
Hopefully the truck's insurance company that hit it that's gonna be subordinated to it.
so it's gonna be out of service for a while.
It's been out of service.
Well, we're fortunate that we have a third pumper that we bought when that same truck that got the damage had a cracked frame and we had to pull it out of service.
Oh, yeah.
So we bought an older pumper that actually has turned out to be the one that we put probably the least amount of money into.
And it's doing good.
And yeah, and it's in service is kind of a specialized truck. It carries the air bank for filling the bottles on the scene and some things like that. But it was able to be shifted into being one of the frontline pumpers. So
Good, good.
because we're probably at an easy guess 6-8 months to get the truck.
It'll be August, that's what they think. But,
Yeah.
you know.
You know, it's just they're not speedy in that stuff. So.
Okay, DDA, we meet April 15th at 6:30, that's a Wednesday, also tax day. I think. Okay. Zoning, we were
We actually, last month didn't have any zoning permits. We have 2 special use permits that the planning commission will be acting on in this month. And then there's 1 variance application that's coming that's still being reviewed.
As far as I know, we didn't have any from the county at all.
Well, I mean building permits.
Oh, building.
You're talking about
That's
building
for
permits.
building.
Well, they haven't sent
Any
it to us
any
yet.
other communication, yeah. Okay. County commissioners, not here. Mark, back to the library.
Don't have a report.
Oh, okay. Troy, you met?
Yes,
You
yeah,
met?
well, we kind of met. We were there, we didn't have a quorum.
Oh.
But, there wasn't anything of great substance. There was a lot of discussion. The big project the I-69 corridors had is the project in the city of St. Clair, which is, of course, at the opposite end of the corridor from where we are. Magna electric vehicle it's an electric vehicle chassis manufacturer that had a big project with the LDFA, so we had updates on that. We had a lady from the I-69 Texas group that spoke via Zoom talking about, their efforts on, completing I-69 from Port Huron to Texas. And Justin's been on those trips before. Other than that was pretty much it, wasn't it, Justin?
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
That was it. And you met in Washington in the last 2 or 3 weeks about
Been to DC 3 times
Very
in the
thank-
last.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
connecting here all the way down to,
The one thing I will say, as Troy said, we've been doing this for 15 years. Here's what's changing. There is a bill, the transportation bill in Washington, where we feel really good. They're gonna put formula funding in to finish I-69. So basically, it's been funded by grants, trying to get it completed all the way to Mexico. This would give real formula funding to departments of transportation to get it done. Most of the work's gotta be done in Texas. And they appreciate having Michigan there, because we're built out, right? But we see the value. If you have one seamless 69 corridor, that creates economic opportunity. So we're feeling like they can definitely, if we can get that money in there, and we're talking to Tom Barrett. Tom is on the committee that approves this, our congressman. So I met with Tom when I was there in our Senate offices, and this is our chance right now. They're rewriting the bill, so fingers crossed.
okay, well, good. All right, thanks.
Yep.
All right, and then,
They got it all planned.
now SCDP.
Well, most of our meeting was taken up by 2 people from MEDC that were there that were trying to explain how they're still relevant in the state.
Oh,
That was, unfortunately, that took so much time that the rest of the meeting was very abbreviated. We do have some new focus groups coming up in SCDP, one for manufacturing. The AI group is going to get split into 2 different groups. One more of the seasoned people and one with the newbies to the AI world. But other than that, there really wasn't too much going on. I don't know if I missed anything.
Well, your township trustee chaired the meeting, and he did a great job. He stepped in for our board chair, Brian Marks, who couldn't be there, so he did a fine job, Mark. Yeah, I mean, he said it well, but basically what's happening right now is because of some very high-profile misses by the state economic development, putting money in very large projects that haven't gone the right way, the legislature significantly cut their funding. And so be very frank, until the next governor comes into place, they're just not gonna be able to do much of anything. And I personally think they're gonna completely reformulate it, start brand new.
They do
At that
every
point.
administration.
Pretty much. Oh, I've been through 4 or 5 governors now, so yeah, and that's a problem.
Who heads that up?
Right now, Quentin Messer. The problem though, and I don't want to take too much time on it, but the problem is we keep flipping as a state, and that creates uncertainty from businesses around the country because we keep going back and forth in our policy. We have not had consistent policy in my entire career, and businesses want consistent policy. So at least with, and I get it, right? We're a purple state, that's why it happens, but it's a challenge to get business to want to come to Michigan as a result. So my personal preference, and I've said it to people, and I think these guys reflect it, I think we need to move away from big incentives for big companies like the Fords and the GMs of the world, and if we're going to do incentives, we need to give them to small business and help accelerate, and they can use that money to grow their company. So that's my 2 cents, and I share that in Lansing. I don't know how far that'll get you, but I'd rather have 100 small businesses than 1 big business. I think it's better for the economy.
I mean, like that, I mentioned at our I-69 corridor meeting, I mean, that project in St. Clair was a huge project, and of course, the federal directive on that has done a 180 degree,
Exactly.
and they're struggling, right? I mean, they're in.
Oh, all these big ones
Yeah,
are struggling.
they're-
Battery, electric vehicle stuff, all struggling.
Unfortunately, their tax capture is gonna get done before they go broke, hopefully.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not a good deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a huge factory that hired a bunch and then laid off huge, so.
The problem's the PR, right? Because they like, oh, the big project, the big job. A lot of times it never comes to fruition. Whereas our little companies are just doing their job every day, growing. They've never been able to get that kind of support from the state. So that's what I'm trying to advocate for. So, you know.
Okay, all right, well, thanks, Justin.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that. Planning Commission, Mark?
Well, we discussed a number of changes that need to be done already to the zoning ordinance and so forth. We had two people missing from the meeting, Tim and Larry, and so we appointed them to all the committees that we've formed.
And Beth is following up to make sure they'll accept them that they have.
No, that's not
So
true.
thank you,
That's
Beth.
not exactly, that's only half true. That's only half true. We get to one of them.
I'm trying to do the minutes, and I didn't know how I could write that because I'm doing the minutes, which was like 3 weeks ago. And, you know, I was gone both days last week. We had meetings together, in fact, the Planning Commission at Craigavoo. And so, but Beth said, no, I covered that this morning. I've got everything covered. So I was able to finish the minutes at least the best I could, you know. I hear I have some corrections to make when I get back to my computer. Thank goodness for saving things on the computer.
And then
Yeah,
I lost it because you went babbling at me.
Walt Saxon.
Oh yeah, Walt Saxton resigned. He'll be there for one more meeting. We've got to fill a position on the planning commission. So if anybody knows anybody
Right.
that's a township resident that would like to serve on the planning commission, we certainly would be interested in hearing from them. A short letter to the township board would be beneficial to
Helpful,
their,
yeah.
so.
Perfect, Mark. Okay. All right, Troy, pay the bill, financial report.
Okay, so you've got a fairly thick packet this month. So March 31st, of course, was the end of our fiscal year. So this is the month where you end up with a split bills list. So there's the ones for March, and then there's one short page that is just for April here. So for things that posted this fiscal year. Huh?
50,000.
Yeah, so we had a long list this month. We had lots of meetings, so there was a lot of payroll. We had the ZBA, we had the Planning Commission, we had training for both of them, and the Board of Review. So that's why those lists are so long, because all those committees met. Last month we approved for the end of the year to transfer money out as I had seen fit. And I transferred $50,000 out of the general fund into the road fund, which is just our road savings account. Basically, that was the excess in the amount of the general fund compared to the end of the last fiscal year, so it ended up pretty much as a wash there. Other than that, so the budget to date will reflect last fiscal year. There wouldn't be much point in doing one for one day. So you can see where all the line items ended up there. That's about it.
Now, we still got money from the city of Perry on the ambulance, remember that? Is that over with, or do we still?
City of Perry.
City of Perry, do we own
You mean the CISA?
CISA?
That's not the city
Oh,
of
I
Perry.
know, CISA.
Oh, correct. Yeah, there's still
We
another,
still got-
there's still one more year on that,
Okay, I thought so, coming back.
on the lease, yes.
Okay.
Motion to pay the bills.
Mark has made a motion to pay the bill. Mark Frazier, Jose. Butch, second. Okay. Bruce Griffith, second. Okay, roll call vote on that when you get time there.
Mark Folks,
Yes.
Francis Griffith,
Yes.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Detroit.
Yes.
Okay, correspondence, 2025
The Pazer
Pazer
report,
report.
did she give that to you?
Yeah, I think so.
I feel bad saying that because I know, but that's this, yeah.
So the Pazer report is the GLS Region 5, report they conduct on roads. So, and that showed that Perry Township, they're considered roughly a third, good, fair, and poor,
Oh.
which is better ranking than the counties. Overall, the counties is 43% poor, 40% good, and 17% fair, and then the state is roughly about where we are. So anyone wants to look at that, it's right here. And this is just rated on federal aid eligible roads.
We got the SCOA report too, which is a monthly report from the village of Morris, the SCOA center. Okay, public comments a second time. Public comments a second time, okay.
One thing I'll add, we had a nice groundbreaking for K&J, Chris Morse.
Yes, we
A
did.
week ago, and
The 25th?
a week ago Friday, I think
Yeah,
it
it was
was.
Friday.
And that building's going
The
up
20th,
pretty
yeah.
quick too.
I couldn't believe it. I drove by it.
And here's,
coming.
and here's the building.
Yeah, there it is.
Today, I was there today, yeah. It's framed in, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They were, yeah. So that went well, that's going well. And that'll be like, you can get your auto filters, a truck part, like a, quote unquote, like a Napa store or something like that, you know.
It's an auto, it's gonna be an auto,
AutoZone.
auto valley.
Auto value, that's actually, okay. So he's happy about that. We are too, so. Okay. Public comments, unfinished business, we didn't have any of that, did we, Troy? Okay. All right, on new business, ordinance 2025-04 litter ordinance.
Okay. So we discussed last month that we were gonna have a slew of these. The first one here that you have in front of you is the litter ordinance. This was, both of these first two ordinances we're gonna talk about came from AGS, our zoning and building department. And what this covers is, basically trash, and debris. I sent this to Lynn, who reviewed it. He had a couple minor comments, mostly in the enforcement section. That very last bullet point that says, any violation of this ordinance shall also constitute a base for injunctive relief against the violator, restraining and prohibiting continuation of the violation in addition to any other relief or sanction herein set forth or allowed by law. That was
Sure
his
sounds like
comments.
a lawyer wrote that.
Correct. I mean, that was
Do
his.
you guys want us to repeat it, or is that?
No, that. So anyway, that was his comment on that ordinance. So,
Is there any way we can, I don't know how we do this exactly, but when somebody comes in and evicts a renter or a bank forecloses on a house and so often that stuff is all piled in a great big pile on the side of the road.
well, that's exactly what this ordinance would cover.
It would cover it under that?
Sure.
Is there any way we?
Litter means old debris, garbage, scrap, waste material, including but not limited to rags, carton, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Furniture, clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you have storm damage, you throw it in the front of the road, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this would cover.
Couches and
This-
chairs.
For code enforcement.
I was thinking more along the terms of requiring that they have dumpsters there to put that stuff in immediately.
Well, I mean, you can't really mandate how they do it, but they can't, they can't live it, right?
Can't create
Okay,
it.
all right, I'll go with it.
And then, so, I mean, yes, that's what this covers. I mean, we had another one not too long ago, kind of Bath and Beardsley Road area. And that one, I mean, the idea is, the plan would be, once the code enforcement guy calls them, they try to work it out first, right? Hey, your neighbors are complaining because your trash is all blowing in their yard, can we take care of that? And the hope is, 75% of the time that takes it. But, if it doesn't, then there's
Enforcement activity.
there's enforcement activity. I mean, they don't go right out and just hand you a ticket, right? I mean, the plan is
Well,
to
there's some
try,
other issues that happen.
the plan is to try and get it resolved.
When it happened next door to me, one of the problems was the first couple days that the stuff was all piled up by the road, there was all sorts of people showing up and digging through it.
Oh,
And so there was cars parked in the road, because there's no place to park on the side of the road right there. And they were spreading it all over the place.
But you know, that happens,
So anyway.
that happens everywhere.
I mean, that's,
But we just
you
have
know.
to start somewhere, and this is a good place to start.
Okay, I just was looking to see if.
So anyway, this was, AGS had
I'll make
sent
a
us this.
motion on this litter, L-I-T-T-E-R ordinance, that we move forward with it.
Second.
And Butch will second the motion that I made. And Amanda?
I'm trying to write as fast as I can.
Roll when you're ready.
Fraser,
Yes.
Griffith,
Yes.
Volk,
Yes.
Creighton.
Yes.
What's next, Troy?
The next one is the motor vehicle storage and repair ordinance. That is basically, you could call the junk vehicle ordinance. So, you know, it has several pages. And, you know, it's very clear in there that somebody who's trying to fix their car, you know, is exempt from it, you know.
True.
You know, a licensed junkyard or, you know, vehicle repair facility is exempt from it. I mean, this is for someone who is collecting vehicles that haven't been registered in 20 years.
Would you
know,
turn the
sitting in
camera
a
to the
jack.
flag just for a second, please? Thank you. Thank you. Just show of hands, how many people have junk cars that they have around?
You're the only one.
I'm the only one.
You don't have junk cars around.
Well, one's a '68 Ford Mustang
That doesn't
Fastback,
make it a jump.
but it runs like a charm. But you know, there are people that have junk. Right across the street, there's one for sale. I mean,
There's a whole
you
list of
just go down any
exceptions in
road,
there.
any road. I've got a '72 Escalus convertible, but it's a good car to drive along. Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, Mark,
So,
focus.
but my question is, everybody knows somebody. Let me do it that way. Does everybody know somebody that have a junk car around?
Yeah.
Or a junk truck, or a farm equipment? Some. Okay, everybody.
We all know you.
Joy, that 14-day period,
Which one? 14 days?
yeah.
What page you on, Butch?
It'll be the third, or,
Number 3?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes you don't get your damn parts in 14 days, I'll tell you.
That's true too. That's true too.
But if you, but you also got on there where they can come in and see Mark and get a extension. on it.
I think the whole thing has, and I don't think anyone's going to be out counting days, you know, at the beginning to do
All
that. This is the ones that, you know, have trees growing up through the middle of
Okay,
them.
no problem.
So, but yes, no, I agree, Butch, and we could lengthen that out if you guys think.
No, I was just,
Right, they're all blocks.
Well, we can always go back and change that if it becomes
right.
an
And
issue.
it gives a ton of discretion to the code, you know, to whoever is designated to enforce it, you know, on that. So,
All right, that's number 2.
any other questions on it? I mean, again, this was another one that they sent to us as an employee.
I make a motion, we adopt it.
Butch made a motion.
Second.
Mark will second that. Mark Frazier. And Amanda.
Troy Parmalee.
Yes. Yes.
Francis Griffith.
Yes.
Butch?
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm quiet. Mark Fraser.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you got all of us, didn't you?
So, all right, now Troy, we talked
Okay.
about this a little bit in our last
We've
meeting.
talked about this for the last 2 years, and we're finally doing something about it. So this is the sewer ordinance. So, the rates on our sewer system through Bennett Drive have not been adjusted since 1992.
92.
92, yep. And,
Because Troy refuses to run. That's really what's going on.
we've talked about how, I mean, the sewer fund had for years had a healthy balance in it, and that has deteriorated as we've had to do some work on the lift station down there, and I'll be honest, our and we've had to replace that flow meter a couple times where it goes out to the lagoons, and so that has been eroding away. Just this year, we didn't have any major work done, and you know, effectively, it ran a deficit. I mean, there's a fund balance in there to cover it, but the just general operational costs are catching up with it. Largest one being the largest operational expense we have is Mystic. So, we by law have to be a member of Mystic, which, just to be a member costs $1,000 a year. I mean, that doesn't mark anything, that just,
Get you an email
get you an email.
twice a day.
Right, yeah. So, and then plus the cost for the company that marks it and all of that. As just a side note, I mean, this was already planned, we discussed this before, and I actually had a meeting last night with one of the trustees for the Village of Morris who had wanted to meet to talk about this, and we pay Morris we have an agreement a very detailed agreement that speaks how they charge us. I mean, they take our raw commodity, sewage, and treat it, right? And
Watered down.
right, but I mean, that's what the flow meter's for, and there's a formula based on the flows, there's a formula, then there's a part that's based on the REUs, and then there's another segment that's based on a percentage of the debt service. I mean, it's a very complex formula. The village has always complained about it because they
didn't trust the meter.
Well, they think they don't think we pay enough, right? I mean, and we cycle back around because we don't send much sewage there. I mean, everything in there simply has a bathroom, and there's just not that much volume.
The pumps it's a dual system, dual pump, 2 pumps, and they hardly run.
Yeah.
When they do run, they pump it down and it shuts off.
So
You're off more
anyway.
than you're on. But as additional people come into our area, more and more suppliers use it, then it's going to increase.
Well, keep in mind, the line only goes down Bennett Drive.
That's
So,
true. Well,
I mean, and everything there is built out. So,
That's true.
nonetheless, so we've been at $60 a quarter. We need to, in the next few years, have it up similar to where the village is, probably around 120. But, I mean, that would be a huge jump to do at once. So my recommendation was we do $20 a quarter this year, and then, be 20 next year, and then 20 again. Because we've got to be prepared if we have to replace one of those pumps or something in there, we have to have enough reserve in the sewer fund to do it. Or we'll have to do an assessment on it, in which case that really won't be good. So, if you go through the ordinance, I overlaid in gray anything that we're changing. I mean, this was the ordinance adopted in 1992. So the things that would be changed would be the quarter charge from 60 to 80. The inspection charge for when there's a tap, it was at 50, and move that to 150 because it will cost us at least that much to have someone go inspect it. And then the lien section, this is where if you don't pay your sewer bill, we put it on the taxes, and there was some timing dates that have changed since then that needed to be updated. Inserting a November when it used to be a September type thing. So, other than that, this is the ordinance that has been in place since '92. It was amended in 2000, and it was also amended in 2011.
Really, they're paying $240 a year.
Yeah.
On the back 2 pages,
That's it.
Yes.
under the appendix A,
Yes.
there's a couple of numbers that I'm not sure are exactly correct. Convenience store, 0.2 per employee, shouldn't that be 0.02?
No, it
No?
would be 0.2.
Okay. And then,
So this is converting commercial uses to residential equivalent units, and they always get rounded up to a full one.
okay, and then the dentist doctor is 0.5, is that correct?
1 per premise plus 0.5 per exam room.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have any of those in there, but yes.
And
Yeah, it's
then,
changed.
veterinarian, it just says 2 per veterinarian, but there's no decimal in it at all.
I think that would be 2 units.
Okay. All right, as long as they're correct.
I mean, with this, the appendix was done in 2011. We updated that. I guess I'm the only one that was here then, but, 15 years ago. And, there was an engineering firm involved that went through it. It's actually, our REU chart is very similar to the city of Perry's. It's mimicked after that one. The Village of Morris uses a significantly different one, and we have had disputes in the past because they want to use in the formula where we pay them, they want to use their REU chart, not ours. And theirs is well, I'll just be blunt, very unfriendly to businesses. I
Yeah.
mean, it just, you know, it charges, everything gets like 2 or 3, and ours is more based on employees, which is gonna be how it's used, right? I mean, we don't have a single thing in that industrial park that uses more sewage, discharges more sewage than a house, than the average house would, you know? Yeah, but they, like I said, the villages is very, very rigid on that, and they brought that up last night, and I said, we're not changing that, so.
So the only question I've got, Troy,
Mark, this was just a generic list, right?
restaurants, 0.1 per seat. I'm trying to visualize this, 0.1 per seat. Does that include the cooks who don't sit, or what? I just.
No, I think it's based on the seating.
I make a motion that we amend
They
the,
don't have any restaurants in
I'm
there.
just trying to
Sure.
visualize it per seat.
It's only
what do we
been,
call this?
Mark, you made a motion?
Yeah, we made a motion, we amend the township extension to the more sanitary drain charges as laid out.
Butch will second that motion. Did you get the motion?
Yeah.
Did you get the motion? Okay. Roll call.
Veronica gave her a pre-time.
Roll call.
Well, it's not perfect, that's for sure. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Francis Griffith,
Yes,
Mark Frazier,
Yes,
and
Yes,
see, you're not even on this one.
yes, yes. Okay, so we approved our annual funding for roads, and in our meeting last month, we talked about maybe expanding one, because we had to limit it a little bit with our new planning fund that we had to create, planning zoning. So Troy, we're thinking
Yeah, so
possibly
we talked,
Here.
Mark and I talked to Chris Cannon about this, that we were gonna review this to see where we ended up at the fiscal year. And of course, we were able to transfer some money to the road fund there. The road commission's plan, as of right now, is that they would be doing the Beard Road project across the county next year. And what we did with Morris Road was we crack sealed it the year before they paved it, you know, just to help. That helps get the base sealed up and everything, and then when they put the new layer of asphalt in it, you know, just helps seal all those cracks together. My thought was that we asked the road commission to bid crack sealing Beard Road, which they would be doing, and then also the piece of Britton Road that we are not going to be chip sealing this year. Remember, they had proposed we do all of Britton Road, and we only did half of it, because that's what worked into our budget. And so the part we're not doing, which would be west of Lansing Road, to have them bid, you know, crack sealing that. I guess, is there any objections or other thoughts?
no,
We're working on a quote, so at least have it.
I guess what I'd like to do is, can we approve it at a not to exceed amount, that way they can proceed and get it
You're
bid.
thinking 50,000 should cover it.
I would think so. They estimated at 5,000 per mile, but it's bid by the job, right? And if it, you know, Beard Road's getting in rough shape.
And I talked to
Brad,
the engineer today, and he said they're not sure if they're going to do it or they will contract it out. So he's got to get the bid together before we know exactly where it stands.
so what do you want,
Not to
Troy?
exceed.
I guess I'll make a motion to approve adding crack seal for Beard Road and Britton Road at an amount not to exceed 50,000.
I'll second it.
Okay. Troy made the motion, and Butch seconded the motion. Not to exceed.
It
50,000.
should come in substantially less than that.
Yeah, for our, it should, yeah. So roll call.
Francis Griffith,
Yes,
Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Frazier,
Yes,
Mark Fall.
Yes.
I'll send Chris a that email, just confirm.
So we got one last Perry Township land
Oh,
division
yes.
application.
So you remember, we've been adopting various forms as we've been going along here. And so one that we have not adopted yet is our land division application. We adopted the ordinance a couple months ago, but we need to just have the application in place. This is simply a mimic of the county's one.
Is it?
So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Okay,
I mean, this is.
I'll make a motion we
pretty
approve the Perry Township Land Division application form. Butch will second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
straightforward.
Okay. Now, public comments.
I have a comment.
Yes.
I have a question for the
Yes,
board.
Beth.
Going back to your litter ordinance and your motor vehicle storage ordinance. You have to publish these now in the paper, and when would they become effective?
30 days after they're published.
Okay, and as Troy knows, because we've discussed this, and I know Mark knows it, our current zoning ordinance has language about controlling junk. But on the advice of AGS and a couple other townships I've talked to, they say it's much more effective to have a standalone ordinance like you've just approved, as opposed to working with the zoning ordinance. So we need to also amend the zoning ordinance, I think, and take out our language.
At
So
some
how
point,
we,
we can do
you
that.
don't think it's a problem that we have them both in there simultaneously?
Because they'll enforce
Enforce the one we want to enforce? Okay.
the civil
I will-
infraction ordinance.
Okay, I just.
I mean, it
some
needs to be done
citizen-
when we do one of the big groups
Yeah.
of amendments, but it
Okay.
doesn't need to be
Yeah,
right this way.
because we also have to public notice all of our changes to the zoning ordinance.
Well, this won't take effect till 30 days from it's published, and I don't know when it's gonna get
Okay.
published exactly. So, the Argus is not publishing as much as they do.
3 days.
Well, they're publishing a lot of ordinance, or a lot of public notices, but
It's
the
not,
date to
it's
get it
not as
published.
quickly as it used to
No.
be, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, any more comments from our public? Yes, sir.
Who's the code enforcement person here for those two?
It's a contract group of people, and they're housed in, near Lansing, Michigan, further west, I think.
Kalamazoo.
And so they work with the village of Morris, and they've worked with them for years. They also, Beth and I went down and met with the supervisor at Log Township, you know, it's like ours, farming community, et cetera. They also use them and are very, very, very happy with the work that they
The
do.
township contracts with them?
South of us,
But we're not able to do code enforcement until the building part,
State
the
of Michigan.
permit part of that and all
No,
that.
we can do code enforcement in terms of violation of the zoning ordinance.
yes, yes.
Oh, okay, all right,
We haven't yet adopted the building construction code,
which is what we're waiting.
which is what we're
State
waiting
of
to do
Michigan.
hopefully this summer, yes.
They've asked for a little more information. Okay, so very well, we're moving forward, and I think that it's sure been busy for Troy, busy for Beth, busy for us, but that's okay. We want to make sure that we're satisfying the industries, companies, businesses, and the public, and the residents on where things are going, how they're being handled, and feel like we're going to have a better handle on it as the time goes on. So we do appreciate a lot of work that Troy and Beth has done, especially in her part-time job of planning commission chair. Right, part-time. But anyway, any other comments? Any other comments? No? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
What time is it?
7:48.
7:48. Okay. With that, motion is adjourned. Who makes the motion?
I made the motion.
Oh, Troy! This is my good ear. Butch seconded the motion. All in favor? Butch, Troy, Mark? Okay.